Hey y'all, I'm Yudi. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about whatever the hell I want to TV shows, and we're still talking about Better Call Saul. This is pretty much a Better Call Saul YouTube channel, and this is add-on to the video that Courtney's reviews just uploaded because she's pretty much the only Better Call Saul YouTuber that I see actually trying to flesh out theories. You know what I'm saying? My girl Courtney, take it away because I have some things to add or ask.
In my video, my predictions for the second half of season 6, I mentioned that I think Lalo is definitely going to want to talk to Kim and Jimmy about what happened in the desert during the time of Bagman, right?
Right. So where we left off, why am I talking like that? Where we left off, Lalo was in the room, okay, with a dead body on the floor. And he just wants to talk. He just wants to talk. So they're definitely going to talk. I mean, hello, they are in immense fear. Jimmy just saw a ghost under extreme duress. They are going to talk. And I think specifically Jimmy is going to tell Lalo everything that he knows at this point. Jimmy didn't have the wherewithal to keep it together the last time Lalo showed up. So he sure as hell ain't keeping it together this time. And this is way too high stress of a situation for Kimmy to put on cap and save ho and try to save the day.
He's going to want to get that story. And a bunch of people in the comments disagreed. They said he has other things on his mind. He doesn't care about what happened in the desert.
I don't know who in the comments said that, but 100% disagree. He absolutely cares about what happened in the desert. He cared, but why would he all of a sudden not care? He cared before. Why would, now that Ish is going down and he knows Mike is connected to Gus, why would he suddenly not care? Of course he cares. So I don't know. I don't know if you still a small channel, you're probably not watching, but if that was you who said it in her comments, explain yourself. Explainate. I don't think that's the correct conjugation, but you know exactly what I'm trying to say.
And I wanted to make a video to address why I think he cares. So we see Nacho drive Lalo through the desert to leave him at a pickup spot where the Salamanca cousins were supposed to get him to take him back to Mexico right after he gets out on bail.
So interesting note. She's referring to season 5, episode 9, Bad Choice Road. And this was the episode where Kimmy also reveals to Jimmy that she quit working for that nice law firm. Jimmy is not excited. He's not supportive. This is right before Lalo walks in, but Jimmy gives Kim a lecture about there are choices that we make. There are good choices and bad choices. Good choices take you down a good choice road and good things happen. Bad choices take you down a bad choice road and bad things happen. And he tells Kimmy, this is a bad choice road. And Kimmy's like, oh my gosh, like, hello, I am supportive of your endeavors. Why aren't you supportive of mine? But unfortunately, Jimmy was correct. I mean, listen, I think Kim totally has the right to quit. I am not for jobs. If you tell me that you don't like your job, I will be the first one to tell you to quit, honey. These jobs don't care about you. But ironically, Jimmy was right because she made that choice. It led down bad choice road, and literally bad things are happening before their very eyes. Foreshadowing.
The road a bit. They go 6 or 7 miles back, and that's when Lalo discovers Jimmy's Esteem and that it's been shot up and pushed into a ravine. He then has Nacho drive him back to Albuquerque, and that is when Lalo pays Kim and Jimmy a visit at the apartment. Now, in that visit, you'll recall, it's hard to forget, he keeps pressing Jimmy for the story. I want to hear the story. Tell me the story. I paid a lot for this story. I think I have a right to hear it as many times as I want. And
he wants to hear anything that will help him figure out why Jimmy's car's in the ditch with bullet holes. He suspects something's going on, and he just wants Jimmy to say the story until he slips up and reveal something that can give him that answer. So now he's probably coming back like, hey, Trick, you didn't answer my question from last time. I'm here to collect. Okay.
Jimmy remains steadfast. So he keeps telling the same story that he told Lalo when he posted bail for him, right? So that his car broke down and then he carried the money through the desert because he wanted to stay off the main roads because he was nervous carrying that much cash, right? And Lalo is not satisfied though. He keeps pressing him. I want to hear the story. Tell it to me again. And so Jimmy adds some details. He's like, I had to drink my own urine. And when it seems like Jimmy might break, that's when Kim intervenes and puts Lalo in his place. She tells him, do you know what he did for you? He carried 7 million of your dollars, not a penny missing. And if you don't trust your own men, you have bigger problems than whether you trust Saul Goodman. So why does Lalo want to revisit the story with Kim and Jimmy?
And you know what's funny? Okay, so you watch that and she's like, you need to get your house in order. Like, for real. And he literally goes home. Like, I'm poor Vargas. Vargas is just like, oh my God, I just want to go home. But he makes Vargas drive him all the way to his house in Mexico. So he literally goes home to try to get his house in order. I just thought that was kind of funny. I didn't think about that until I rewatched it now.
Now, the bullet-riddled car raised his suspicions back then, and he should have trusted his instincts that something was amiss.
Okay, so when Jimmy, in my opinion, it's going to be Jimmy speaking, he's not going to want to hear Kim. But I don't know who Kim is very good at what she does. Kim is a boss. Kim is a boss bitch. By the way, do you see how she has a Kim Wexler bobblehead? I just ordered mine. So she's coming in the mail. I'm so excited to have Kim Wexler by my side when I make these videos. But I think it's going to mostly be Jimmy speaking about literally what happened. Jimmy is going to tell him about there were people trying to bang him and that Mike saved him. Lalo is probably going to ask them, who did y'all call to pick you up? He's probably going to ask him about, how do you know Mike? How do you know Mike? Probably going to lead to Lalo connecting the dots about, you're Nacho's lawyer. Nacho is a rat. You know Mike. Also, Jimmy was banging on Mike's door. Remember when they got back from the desert and Jimmy was like, what the hell? The dude came to my house. Lalo came to my house. And Mike tells him, tonight he'll be gone. By this time tomorrow, it'll be done. This is what Mike says. That conversation probably is going to come out. Maybe. I don't know. But it's information, right? If Lalo knows his information, he knows that Mike knew about the order to strike at Lalo's house. He knows that Nacho was in on it. Baby. He's gonna put two and two together. Everything, anything that had to do with Mike and Nacho, he's going to think back and think about how did Gus get involved? How did Gus get involved in this game? Also, will probably guess that Bolsa sent the goons to attack Jimmy. Because it doesn't make sense. Why would Gus send goons and then send his own goon, Mike, to save the goon's target? Don't make sense. And because of that, Lalo knows that Bolsa and Gus are not in cahoots. This lets Lalo know that Bolsa doesn't know anything about Gus's scheme. Lalo is not going to get distracted. Lalo don't get distracted. Like some of y'all were like, oh, when he went to Germany, oh, he's kind of in love with Werner's wife. Oh, he really maybe in another life. No. Lalo doesn't get distracted. There is a main priority. Okay? He can deal with Don Eladio later. He needs to get to Gus because he has been sus of Gus and he's so close to figuring out what is this big secret. And he can do process of elimination. Lalo was smart.
He has realized or figured out that it was Bolsa who had sent the ambushers.
Well then, all will be returning to normal, and I trust your run of bad luck will be behind you.
Bad luck?
The DEA, the fire, the arrests.
My hope is that it's over. Yes, I believe the coming weeks will be our best yet.
Excellent. I'll pass on the good news. Buenas noches, Gustavo.
Thank you. Enjoy your evening. I just spoke to the man responsible for the attack.
The target was never the money. It wasn't some rival gang trying to get the $7 million. The whole point of that ambush was just to stop the money from getting to Lalo.
Yeah, and you gotta know, like, and you also need to remember that Gus and Bulls'S work together. I cannot remember how did this arrangement become. How did Bulls'S kind of be? Bulls'S is kind of like, I don't want to say Gus's boss, but Bulls'S, because Gus is working with Bulls'S, that is how Gus is able to work con el cartel. Con el cartel? What was I trying to say? But that Bulls'S is Gus's into the cartel, if you get what I'm saying. So, in el próximo episodio, yes, we see Bulls'S come see Don Eladio with some money, okay? And you hear Bulls'S kind of like, because Don Eladio was like, that's a lot of money, but it's a little less than last time, no? Don Eladio is so nasty. I hate by the way, I hate Don Eladio. I hate him. Like, he gets on my nerve. He gets on my full nerves. He's like dad jokes mixed in with narcissist boss. Like, imagine that amalgam. But he's like, yeah, like, it's less than normal. And Don Eladio's, Don Juan, I want to call him gift bag. I found that Don Eladio, Don Bulls'S is gift bag. So gift bag, Bulls'S. Oh my God. We're calling him gift bag because I keep saying Don, all these Dons, and I'm mixing them up. Gift bag, Bulls'S, Juan Bulls'S. He says, we had some bad luck. The same thing that he was saying to Gus. He said to Gus on the phone, hopefully all the bad luck is over. And so when he goes to Don Eladio, he tells him, we had some bad luck. And then Lalo comes. And just look at just rewatch that scene and look at Gift Bag's face the whole time. Watch his face when they go out to see the car. Okay, they see that money in the car. And the thing is, here's the thing that would pee me off if I was Bulls'S. If I was Gift Bag, I would be making the same stank face. Because even though the money I brought today is less than what I normally bring, it is still at least three times what your weak ass team brought. Your weak ass team brought so little cash that you had to gift wrap it in a red card. That's y'all. So y'all really like now. You don't want to know how irate I would get if I was Juan Bulls'S. You know how mad I would be. Like, I would just feel like everyone around me is an idiot. Everyone around me is an idiot. The only thing Don Bulls'S is trying to get at is the money. Gift Bag is trying to fill his bags, and all y'all playing games. Just saying. So I hope that makes sense. Gift Bag sent the goons because he wants Lalo to stay in jail because Lalo is wilding out. Okay, he is wilding out, and he is. Lalo has actively been trying to make Gus look bad to Don Eladio by way of messing with our money. So, and yeah, Lalo could continue causing mayhem from jail. He absolutely could, but it's at least more controlled, right? Like, he's in it's more controlled. He has less access, less freedom, less shenanigans that he can pull. And he's, as much as he wants to call Jimmy la cucaracha, Lalo is kind of a cucaracha himself. So when the cucaracha is in the cage, it's a little less to worry about. And this also lets you know that Gus is not communicating with Bolsa, because if Gus was communicating with Bolsa, he would have said, hey, like, the lawyer dude is going to bail Lalo out. I have a plan, right? But they don't communicate like that. And I just got to add, because sometimes people need extra details, they don't communicate like that. Gus does not communicate to Bolsa like that because they're not friends. They are working together for the cartel, but Gus has ulterior motives. He's trying to do something big with Madrigal. And Bolsa's not going to be a part of that, as we see in Breaking Bad. I was so sad when Bolsa got banged in Breaking Bad. I forgot to say spoiler alert. Well, damn, Breaking Bad is a decade old. If you ain't seen it by now, I don't know what to tell you. When he got banged, I was so sad, because Bolsa's legit one of my favorite characters. Like, I actually really like him.
Interests and protecting theirs. Nobody knows what Gus is up to except for like Madrigal. So like Peter Schuler and Lydia, and then the people directly involved in Gus's enterprise. So to recap really quick, Lalo knows that he was set up. 2, he knows that Nacho is a rat. Nacho betrayed him. He suspects he was working for Gus, but he doesn't yet have any proof that Nacho was working for Gus. 3, Don Eladio right now is probably satisfied with Nacho's confession that he was working for the Peruvians the whole time. So it is incumbent upon Lalo now to prove otherwise. And as we saw in Plan and Execution, he's making a little home video talking directly to Don Eladio. He's telling Don Eladio, this is what I think Gus is up to, and I'm going to get proof.
And that home video never sees the light of day. That's a question. I need to write that down. Remind me to write that down. What happens to that camera? What happens to that camera?
Right? So I believe that Lalo's original target coming back to Albuquerque was the lab, right? He wanted to get into the lab, see the lab, figure out what Gus is actually doing, be able to document proof that Gus has built this lab. But because Gus has tapped Casa Tranquila's line, he now knows that Lalo for sure is alive. He's got a recording of Lalo calling the...
And he said, you sneaky chicken man. Oh, you clever chicken man. Oh. I was just like, why are you talking like an evil villain?
Nursing home and asking to speak to Hector. And Lalo knows that Gus knows, right? Because he heard that it was bugged. And so then what he does is he lies to Hector because he knows Gus is listening. So he's trying to misdirect Gus and say, like, I wasn't able to find any proof. I'm going back to plan A. And that's when you'll recall that Mike pulls all of his guys off of the low profile targets to put them on Gus and on the laundry, right? To really protect the interests. Gus has figured out what Lalo is doing, right? He's trying to find proof or learn more about the meth lab that he's building. And also he fears reprisal, right? So they're protecting the two most important things. They're protecting Gus and they're protecting the laundry. Maybe he accepts Nacho's story that he was hired by the Peruvians.
No, he's not going to accept that story. He's going to know that everything was Gus. So shit. That also means he's going to know, well, Lalo wasn't there. Lalo was not there at that scene in the desert. In episode 3 of season 6, but and I don't know if anybody's going to communicate that to him. I don't know if, like, the only person who knows Lalo's alive is Hector, and Don Hector is not able to speak. So at this point, Lalo doesn't know Nacho's talking about Peruvians, and I don't think anyone is going to tell him that. All he knows is that he thought Nacho was his man, and he got betrayed. And the person who set him up was Gus. That means whatever Nacho, if he does find out Nacho said he's working with Peruvians, he's going to call BS on that 100.
He knows there's something going on with the laundry. Like, he knows that. It's not just suspicions. He has now seen with his eyes that Gus has his guys at this laundry. And
Yeah, and he knows there's something about the south wall and concrete. So he knows they are building something at the laundry. He knows that they're building something. He doesn't know. He's like, chicken man, what are you thinking? What are you planning?
And he heard from Casper before he killed him.
Or he's going to get banged first. I don't know. I need to know which is going to happen first. Is Lalo going to fully figure out the plan before he's gone?
About what they were building, and I suppose he put it together. He figured it out. He knows. Maybe Gus then calls Bolsa. Boop, 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 boop. Hello, Don Juan. Guess who's alive? Yeah, Lalo. And guess what? He's back in town, and he's upset because, you know, some rival gang was trying to ambush him. I don't think Gus would come right out and actually accuse Bolsa. Like, Gus and Bolsa's relationship is weird. I think they both find each other, like, really sus, and they kind of know that they're both a little dirty and doing things.
Yeah. So to this theory, I don't think this will happen. Lalo is not going to let other people know he's alive. I don't think. I think until he feels like he has proof, he's not going to let other people know he's alive. And Gus is not going to let anyone else know. Definitely, he's not going to let anybody else know Lalo is alive. Nobody else. And sure as hell not Don Bolsa, because the last time Gift Bag knew Lalo was alive, he nearly completely screwed up Gus's plan. He sent goons to mess up Gus's plan. He sent goons out to the desert to bang Jimmy and completely mess up Gus's plan. So, and if you don't recall, it was very critical to Gus that Lalo not be in America, not in an American house, nor an American jail. He needed Lalo to be in Mexico. Why? Because he wants Lalo gone. He wants Lalo deceased. And if they find out he was deceased in America, that is Gus's territory, so Gus will get the blame. But if it's in Mexico, then it could be for any reason. It could be anybody. There's a lot of people in Mexico, and that's y'all's territory. Y'all are responsible for protecting y'all's own in Mexico. That's how it works with the cartel. So that's why, and Don Bolsa doesn't know this. Don Bolsa doesn't know that the plan is to decease Lalo. He just know that Lalo's a pain in the ass. Put him in jail. So I don't think Gus is going to call Bolsa at all. He doesn't want Bolsa's help. He doesn't want Bolsa knowing anything.
So if Bolsa then learns that Lalo is alive and that Lalo is suspecting that somebody was trying to intervene in his business, that becomes a problem for Bolsa, right? So Bolsa now also has a huge interest in eliminating the Lalo problem. So maybe he becomes a player in all of this and also throws resources at trying to stop Lalo, kill Lalo, get rid of Lalo.
But the problem with that is Bolsa will want to know, why did you interfere? Why did you send your guy to bail Lalo out? And then I guess Gus will have to explain that let's just kill Lalo. I don't know. It just seems like too much. It seems like it's going to be too much passing of information between them that I don't think Gus is at all comfortable with. I don't think Gus is going to risk Bolsa finding anything out about his plan by illuminating that Lalo's still alive. I think this is in the dark. This is something, everything about this is going to happen in the dark, dancing in the dark, dark. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the scene when they're in the lab in the dark. That's what I'm waiting for.
Second possibility, number 2. Let's say he outs himself and he makes a big show about how now he's going to exact his revenge on the Peruvians. I haven't really thought this train of thought through very far just to try to figure out what might happen next after that. It's still cooking in there. So I'll probably make more videos, sure, to talk about what I think might happen there.
If that were to happen, if somehow Lalo thinks Peruvians have anything to do with this. Okay, so I have this outside theory that Lalo might be alive even in the Gene timeline. This is not what I really think is happening. It's just like an outside theory. It's like a just in case theory, like in case of emergency break ice theory. Okay. I have this theory that what if Lalo is alive during the Gene timeline? And that might be an explanation for why he's alive, because he went to Peru. And why, like, he's leaving everybody alone. Like, you don't see him. Because he's all the way in Peru trying to do that.
Right? He might then blackmail them, manipulate them into feeding false information to Mike and use them as his double agents.
I think that is definitely something that would happen. That would make for a really juicy last half of the season, wouldn't it? Like all the double crossing, because also, mind you, my belief is that Kimmy and Jimmy is going to rat on Lalo to the DA. I really y'all, the more we talk about it, the more I've been feeling that way. I have been feeling that way since that episode that she's like, do you want to be a friend of the cartel or you want to be a rat? Like, since she said that, I was like, watch Jimmy be a rat. Like, what? Like, I know right now, 95% of people watching are like, there's no way he's going to rat. Who wants to be a rat? But, like, I'm like, y'all, just watch him. Just watch it. Just watch it happen. But that would be so juicy. Like, Lalo is trying to get them to double cross Mike. And then they double cross Mike and then double cross Lalo back and then double cross. So I'm really glad she made this video. Is something to think about, because definitely go watch her video to clearly hear her thoughts. But I really believe that what is up with his braid? Bare minimum, he's gonna find out Mike was with Jimmy in the desert. Bare minimum. Just from that information, Lalo will surmise that Gus is the one who ordered the attack on his house in Mexico, because the mere fact that he knows Gus, whatever Mike is doing is for Gus. The mere fact that Gus wanted Lalo to have that bail money, it tells him that he knew that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, he understands that there's a reason why Gus does not want Lalo in jail. So he let him have that bail money. Because also he knows that Vargas is a traitor. He doesn't know anything about what Vargas said. He doesn't know that this Peruvian story. He doesn't know that he's the reason Hector is in that chair. He doesn't know any of this. He just knows from his own gut that he was betrayed by Vargas. Vargas knew about the attack. So thereby, Vargas is in cahoots with Gus. He's putting them together. I do think he will figure that it was probably Don Bulls'S who tried to stop Jimmy, but I don't think it will be relevant to him. Because it just, all that means is that Don Bulls'S wanted Lalo in jail. Okay, whatever. Big whoop-de-doo. Lalo got all that information from Casper, the dude in Germany who worked with Werner Ziegler. So he knows about the South Wall. He knows that they're constructing how much did those boys know? They knew They knew that it was something huge underground. He knew where it was. He probably knows exactly where it is and how to get to it. Like he knows about the construction of it, but he doesn't know what for. He doesn't know what for. You know, he can probably just guess that whatever it is, it's going to spell bad news for the cartel because in order for it to continue peaceably, Lalo has to be deceased. Like he knows that him being alive is interfering with this. He probably doesn't even care what it is. He just wants bona fide proof of it so he can take it back to Don Eladio and get Gus out of the way once and for all. Now, if Jimmy gives a little bit more information, like where Mike lives, where he used to work, the conversation that he had with Mike about how there was a plan to take out Lalo. If Jimmy gives more information, then that spells really big trouble. I can't imagine where it's going to go. There's so many places it can go realistically. I think the DA is going to be involved with it. Like I said, I think somehow Jimmy and Kimmy, they're going to rat somehow for some reason, maybe to get the bill. Like there are so many ways this puzzle can go. There's so many directions this could fire. But I hope my perspective adds to the conversation and adds to what you've been considering. Please leave a comment so we can keep it going because we have still over a month until we get our next episode, y'all. So we got a long time to chew on this. Chew on it with us. If you like this video and I earned your subscription, I would really appreciate if you join our gang of 8. There's now 8 of us. So shout out to Rage Mode. Our newest subscriber is Rage Mode. We surely appreciate you. Welcome. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up so that other people know that this video is worth watching. I am doing an Amazon gift card giveaway for 100 subscribers. It's going to be a random raffle. So when you join our tribe, you also get to be a part of that. Thank you for watching. Bye. Bye.